What is going on, everybody? It is Craig, and we have found right here the end of the year top list. So, if you've been following, or if you haven't been following, this is a good channel, a good video to watch because it's my top 7 of 2024. Why are you doing 7, Craig? Why not 10 like a normal person? Because when I try to do 10, there's about 7 that could fit into that 3 spot. When I try to do 7, I can do it, but I only have 8 in there, if that makes sense. You'll see. But this is my top list of only 2024 movies, not of everything I've seen in 2024. I don't really do that separate list, so I will just give out a couple that I would recommend if you haven't seen it. Rental is probably the best overall movie that I've seen that wasn't from this year. 2020, really good, slow burn type film. If you're into that, you're going to love it. Free on Netflix. Well, it's on Netflix. It's not free. You have to have Netflix. So. Then there's The Night Shift, which is not that one, the one from 2023. I'm not going to tell you the movie it reminded me of because then it'll give you a little bit of a twist. I don't want you to know that twist going in. I recommend seeing it. Another fun one. And then the last one, the one that matches the mask in the background, Sinjanor, from 1990. This year I actually saw both. 1983 Scared to Death and 1990 Sinjanor. I saw 1983 Scared to Death not knowing anything about it, but I recognized the creature because my boys have the mask. I'm like, wait, that's the Sinjanor that was in that movie. They're like, yeah, but you guys see the sequel. So Jordan Horrorhound 85 and Steven's Horror Craptacular, they told me to watch the sequel, 1990, loved it. Again, top movie I saw last year, but not from 2024. Now, another thing you'll see about this list is there's not a lot of quote-unquote artsy films. Like, there are a couple, but it's not like I don't like them. Pearl was super high on my list last year. It's just that they didn't hit for me. Like, Longlegs, I thought was horribly, horribly overrated. A lot of things didn't make sense. I'll fight you on it. Oddity was another one a lot of people were talking about. Yeah, I didn't even give that a 5. What's some other ones? Night Swim, Stephen King's favorite movie of this year? No, not so much for me. They just didn't do it. Trap, I wanted to love Trap. I love Josh Hartnett, Faculty, Lucky Number 11, 30 Days of Night, one of my favorite vampire movies. Didn't even get out of 5 either. There are some movies I didn't see. I didn't see A Substance. I have a feeling I will like that. Just didn't see it yet. I didn't see Strange Dawn or Strange Old Dawn. I didn't see Heretic. Didn't see Terrifier 3, although I'm not in a huge rush. I like those movies. I like the beginning. I liked All Hallows Eve a lot. I really enjoyed Terrifier. It's like an 80s throwback. But Terrifier 2, I didn't love. I thought some things just didn't make sense fully. And like Final Girls that come back from the dead, are they really Final Girls? If they're coming back from the dead and they somehow... Anyway, neither here nor there. So, my list, then. My number 7, the 7 movie, is All My Friends Are Dead. Probably haven't heard of it. It's free on Tubi. Check it out. All My Friends Are Dead has a lot of leanings towards 7 and the number 1 movie on this list, which I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. It was a lot of fun. The kills were done well. The acting was fine. The acting was, wasn't like where you're painfully suffering through the acting. So even though a low budget film, it was a really produced film. My number 6 spot is 2 movies. And you might be like, well, why is that it's number 6 spot? You can't have 2 movies that cheated. The honesty is I watched them back to back. I watched them the same day. And they were both good. I gave them both like the same score. I think I gave them both, I gave them both a 6 out of 10. Here for Blood and Deer Park 86. Deer Park 86, or Deer Camp 86. Deer Camp 86 involved, a bunch of guys getting drunk, going deer hunting, and bad things happening. I think the character development was so rich in that. I just had fun with it because I saw me and my friends in some of the characters. Not completely, but there is the one guy that's like, kind of like me sometimes. The other guy kind of like, so it was fun. And then Here for Blood, when the fill-in babysitter is a professional wrestler and satanic cult members are coming for the kids. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I should say I loved it. It was a lot of fun. So that fits there. So we have 7 and then 6 with both of those in that spot. Number 5, I don't know. If you told me a year ago I would be putting this in a top 10 list and not a top 5 worst, I would Think you're lying. But Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Wait, don't leave. Don't leave. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey was hot garbage. It was awful. Things didn't make sense. The same way I'll stand by House That Cobra Built 2 made House That Cobra Built 1 a worse movie, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 made Blood and Honey 1 a better movie. It filled in all the gaps. It made things make sense. Like, oh, they could do that. Oh, they could do... Oh, that's what he was seeing. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and the kill so over the top. Definitely recommend that at number 5. Number 4. This is one that I wanted to have higher. I really thought this would be my top one, but it wasn't. And I got to put it here. It's the number 4, although it's going to have a higher rating than the one I have at 3. But it's Maxxine. I get it. It was the worst in the trilogy. I know it was. But if you take it out of that realm, worst in the trilogy, X was really good. Pearl is one of the better character studies they've ever done. Like, it's not again, if character study, not movie, character study, one of the best. So this movie not being as good, it doesn't shock me, but there were elements in it that were so good. There was also some stuff that bit off of what is it? Is it Don't Open to Christmas? I don't know. I know there's one Christmas horror movie where you had the guy going into the booth and watching them. So it bit off some stuff there, but it was really well done. Like when she beat off the attacker, so to speak, in the alley, what she did with her freaking heel. The last scene where you had her severed head. Not a spoiler. It was the movie that they were filming, and you had Betty Davis eyes playing. Oh, that was so good. Again, the kill in it, I didn't like. That was this. That it wasn't perfect, but I have to have it in there, man. Definitely biased for me. I'm a big Ty West guy. I have liked everything I've seen from Ty West. The only thing I haven't seen from Ty West is Sacrament. And I've seen the trailer. It's just something I got to be in the mood for. I even saw Roost, which was his first movie, Bats in a Barn. So that's number 4. Number 3. Number 3, again, it's going to be one that some of you shit on. I get it. It's like, yada, yada. It's pop horror these days. But I like the characters, man. Number 3 for me is Abigail. Catherine Newton, to me, is a massive new Scream Queen. I loved her in Supernatural. Freaky was a lot of fun with Vince Vaughn. Freaking, obviously, Totally Killer she was good in. I didn't see Lisa Frankenstein. Maybe one day I'll watch it. But enjoyed the hell out of it. You have Marissa Barrera, who, Scream fame and a few other movies nowadays. She's gained her, she's spreading her wings. I forget the guy's name, the guy who played, the guy who was in Strain as well. I'm actually looking at his auto, I just can't make it out right now. Chris Duran, is it? No, that's the other vampire. I think it's Chris something. But he was so good in Strain. He was so good in, what was there was a movie where he was like a ranger, and I liked him in just about everything I see, even when he was the Blob, and like he was so funny in this, so I enjoyed the hell out of Abigail. Right now I am looking at a 16x20 from Mintix that has 4 signatures and quotes on it, what do we know about vampires? That they're not real, just so much fun. And I have another cool 11x17 that I got from a mystery box. I don't know if I wanted to display. I really should display both of them, but it's on sale now. I am trying to sell it just because I have the 16x20 already, and it has the quotes, so I'm good with keeping that. But anyway, so that's Abigail. So we have 7. All My Friends Are Dead. We have 6. Here for Blood and Deer Camp 86. We have 5. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. 4 is Maxxine. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. 4 is Maxxine. 2 is Abigail. And here's the last 2. This last one isn't even a full movie. It was a free YouTube drop, and it makes my number 2 as far. I enjoyed the fuck out of this. Milk and Cereal, free on YouTube. Go watch it if you haven't. It's 62 minutes. Not gonna spoil anything. Go check it out. It's my number 2, and my number 1 is a movie that is free on Tubi. Came out of nowhere. Love the twist. Has has one of my favorite lines in any movie, and I'll give you a line. It's a dirty line, I don't care. But like when she's fighting with her father, and she's like, "Because I'd rather eat pussy than people, Dad." Oh my God, it was such a good line. But that movie itself, if you know the line, you know the movie. My number one for this year is Lowlifes. Lowlifes, the twists, man. Don't go into that movie completely blind, and you will have a blast with it. I think even if you get stuff that you spoil, it'll affect you a little bit, but don't just go into it blind. And I do, just to throw some other things out there I did have on the list that didn't make it, like these would have been ones that would have fallen into that anywhere from 8 to 15 range. Destroy All Neighbors was a lot of practical effects fun. Alex Winters was in that. There was a Shudder. Late Night with the Devil, I don't know if I mentioned that as one of the artsy ones, but I gave that a decent rating, just not as high as some of the other ones for me. In a Violent Nature, another one. I enjoyed it, just doesn't make a top 10 for me. Late Night at Terrace Lanes, again, enjoyed it, doesn't make a top 10. And one that I did debate, and this could have had the last spot over All My Friends Are Dead, but I liked it just a little bit more, I think. But if you wanted to say we were adding another one to there, or going high, I guess I would say Stream. Stream was good, especially Daniel Buck was amazing in his short time in that movie. But the kills were a lot of fun in it. Again, not everything made sense, but the kills were really well done. But just to wrap a couple things up, I appreciate all of you who watched the stream, the 100 throughout the year. Not going to do that again, probably not. I always try to watch 100 movies, but I'm not going to be posting them all the time, only if there's something I really want to vent on. But I do appreciate you watching. I appreciate you taking up on the contests. Just again, contest winner for the last one, just still hit me up. It's yours whenever you hit me up. I like people discovering it. They won on their own before I reach out to them. But if I don't hear from you soon, I will hit you up and just tell you. But go back and watch that video if you don't know who you are. But anyway, folks, what about you? This is definitely one. Give me some feedback in the chat. What are some of my picks you greatly disagree with? What are some of my picks that you haven't seen that now you're interested in? I'm curious there. I guess since we've already gone over the 10-minute mark, I guess I can even do this real quick. Let me look at my list to see what I would say would be one of the worst movies from 2024. I don't know if I have one that jumps out to me. No, I guess I don't know. I guess I'd have to. I know there's definitely a couple, that I did not love from this year, but maybe all my really abysmal ones was from out of 2024. Oh, some of you might go, why didn't you put Beetlejuice on here? I rated Beetlejuice really high, but when I went back to look at this list, I took it out of there because to me it's not horror. I rate it as a horror movie, but it's not horror. It's more comedy. It's not. I don't know. Just do you agree with that? Do you disagree with that? I mean, if we put Beetlejuice in the mix, Beetlejuice would probably make the top 5, and that would bump something out. But that said, folks, till we meet again, I hope you have a great 2025. Rights to Sebastian. I don't know if I introduced him in the beginning, but he decided to be with you the whole time instead of just running up. I think it was Josh who mentioned that he introduced him last time. So this is Sebastian, the cat that likes to either sit on my armrest or behind me whenever I talk to the computer, which means when I teach a class remotely, he's always there. And I can't lock him out because then he'll just cry and I will not hear that. But anyway, folks, till we meet again, peace.